This is the visual instruction for the Word of the Day activity performed in my class. Students will open Microsoft Word, and in addition to Word, they will have another window that will have the Webster.com site open, and they can simply type in Webster.com in the address field of an internet browser. Pressing the Enter key will display this page, the Webster.com site. I'm using the alternate tab key to navigate between those two windows. On every document a student completes for my class, they have to have their name, the date, and the class in the header. To get to the header, students will click on the Insert tab, navigating to the header option, and then selecting blank. They simply type in their first and last name. Pressing the tab key twice places the insertion point to the right, and for the purposes of this example, we will assume that Monday, December 1st, 2011 is the first day of the week. The student will simply type in the date, pressing the Enter key, and then the student types in the class hour for which they have my class. To get back to the writing line, students simply click on Close Header option, and the insertion point will now be available in the writing line. The first line is always typically matches the date, which will be the Monday of the class. So for this example, it will be 12/11. Students are free to use the word month combination, simply typing out December if they would like. Pressing the Enter key gives me a double space. The requirement for this document is to format it in single space, so the students would highlight all of their text, navigating the cursor to the No Space option of the Styles category. Clicking on that creates a single space document. So below the date line is always going to be the word. So using the alternate tab key to navigate back to Webster, I would click on Word of the Day. Scrolling down, you can see that today's word is genuflect. I would simply type in genuflect with a comma because I'm going to enter its part of speech, and I find that back at Webster, and for this word it is used as a verb. So I'd simply type in verb here as its part of speech. Pressing the Enter key, the third writing line below the word and its part of speech will always be the definitions. So for this example, this word has two definitions. I'm going to simply highlight that, right-click on the mouse and select Copy. Toggling back over to my Word document, I can right-click on the mouse and select Paste. You'll notice that my spacing is not correct. To fix that, I would simply navigate to the Paste options, down arrow, selecting that. I'm looking for Keep Text Only. I simply click on that. You notice that all of my spacing now reverts back to single spacing. Placing my insertion point at the end of that line, I'm going to press the Enter key. Going back to the word of the day from Webster, I can see the sample sentence contained here reads, "As part of the wedding ceremony, the couple genuflected before the altar." You notice that the tense of this word has been changed to past tense, and that's acceptable. Students are able to change the tense of the word, they just cannot change its part of speech, so it has to always be a verb. So now, navigating back to my Word of the Day document in Word, I might write a sentence by using this. As I approached the Queen, whoops, let's spell that correctly. I genuflected out of respect for her royalty. Here's my word right here, genuflected. I'm going to highlight that, and I can do that by simply dragging the mouse over the word, or I can double click on the word. And then in the mini toolbar, I'm going to select the B for bold, so that now my sentence reads, as I approached the queen, comma, I genuflected out of respect for her royalty. And genuflected is bolded. So that would complete the first day's activity. Each day is worth 5 points as long as you complete it correctly. Date line first, word and its part of speech in the next line, the definitions if there's more than one on the next lines, and then the last line of the paragraph becomes the sentence that the student has created. Pressing the Enter key twice gives me a double space between the next paragraph, and anticipating tomorrow's word, I would type in the date. I would simply come up and save that as a Word document. Okay, I'm going to ensure that I've saved it on my network drive. I'm going to click and put it into the correct folder. For this case, it would be Word of the Day. If I don't have a Word of the Day folder, I would simply click on New Folder, type in Word of the Day, double click on that folder so that I'm in the folder, save this document as the date that I first started it, and in this case it's December 1st, 11. I don't want to use a slash mark. Some students might want to use a slash because they're used to typing that for the date. That is not an acceptable character when creating a save file name, so I have to use the hyphen or the dash. I would click on Save. Once that activity is done, the student has completed that for that day. There will be typically in a week 5 paragraphs. Each paragraph is worth 5 points, so a student could accumulate 25 points for the week. This assignment is due on Friday and will be used or will be uploaded to the virtual classroom using the link that will be provided. Thank you very much.